live.
Eat.
Camera. Do.
There it is. And downvote we go.
Date the Hun came for the painting, stayed for the happy nipple talk. Disliked.
Hilarious.
Right. I think I'm going to keep working on the guns.
I have a very important question to ask you. Are you in top chat or live chat?
I'm in live chat.
Did you change it?
Yeah.
Fuck. Okay. I changed it ahead of time, and I wondered if it if it saved it, but I guess it didn't.
Lucky Bat, howdy, Brett S. up. I need my light gray, but my light blue gray. Do I have my army painter dry brushes on me? I better.
You should have a brush holster.
I should.
So everything's just right there. Alright, we're going to continue on these Troggoths.
Gosh, do I own a new army painter chisel dry brush? Where has this been hiding? Huh. When did I get this?
Do you have another one?
I think I have 3.
Interesting.
Michael Spitz, howdy. Zay-amazing. Hey, Alfarius. I am Alfarius. Don't call me Shirley. Are these all going to be classic Stormtroopers, or maybe a Stormtrooper commander or something else? EOB contest best nipples. I think I'm going to paint this guy with the red, like
Nipples.
Palpatine guard colors. And I might do something special for the missile launcher guy. And then this guy is probably going to have an orange pauldron.
How much to paint nipples on all of them?
Well, the set they come in was $80, so I guess $80. Andy Crimson, howdy y'all.
Howdy.
Ubiquitous POV, hello. I just spent the last hour resisting buying more Legion minis. Now you're live streaming Legion painting. It is a sign. It is a sign. And if you're coming from the world of 40K, you know, you're looking at Legion models, you're like, I'll buy 5 boxes. Who cares? They're basically free.
Michael Spitz, I got Dominion and a Ballista today. So cool. Can't open it till next Thursday.
I want like one more Ballista, I think, because then I can take the whatever the detachment is that lets you take a commander and 2 artillery.
Michael Spitz, are you gonna paint all of it? Gonna build all of it? All of Dominion?
Mm-hmm. That's true. Are you picking a faction, or are you just keeping all of it?
I mean, either way works.
Bernie Marcel, man, those trooper models look great. They do. I like them. I like the Imperials. They've always been my favorite. Maybe the droids. I think they're neck and neck. Although I kind of do love the clones now, since Clone Wars is so awesome. Basically, the only one I don't love is the Rebels. Except the Rebels have probably the coolest spaceships. The X-Wings, the Y-Wings, the B-Wings. Other than that, I don't like Star Wars.
I like the D-Wings. Followed closely by the A-Wings and the Z-Wings.
There is an A-Wing.
Okay. I know that.
Yeah.
Daniel Bear. Jay, did you ever pick up the Tomb King's Necrosphinx? There's one on eBay at the moment for $450.
Nope. Not buying that. I'd like one, but yeah, they're pretty pricey. Maybe I'll get lucky one day. Like pick up a used or something.
A used one? What did we see today that was hilarious on eBay?
Oh, it was a bunch of Eldar slaves.
Well, that and there was a Catachan model.
Oh
I think it
yeah.
was, and it said never been. It was painted, and it said excellent condition, never been used.
Yep.
It sounded so sad. Like it's never been used in a game. Nobody's ever looked at it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he didn't need to add that tidbit.
Yeah, just a weird way to describe it.
Never been. Yeah, this perfectly painted and based miniature, never been played with.
Yeah. Ah, it's so funny.
The letter K was up.
Exactly.
Bernie Marceau, surprised how crispy they are. Are they PVC? They are PVC, and they're probably the worst of all the Legion models I've worked with so far, but they're still not bad. They're still very, very usable. A little bit squishy, but...
Aren't we all?
Mm-hmm. It's amazing. I'm saving up $180 for Space Hulk 3rd, 4th edition. My local game store has a box. Ooh, yeah, snap that sucker up.
Mm-hmm.
Space Hulks are worth their weight in gold. Games Workshop should do a reprint.
Bernie Morsu, B-Wings were my jam. Had the
B-Wings are
old Lego
sweet.
set.
I also had the old Lego set. I remember for a little while the model store in my area was selling a B-Wing. They were selling a B-Wing model kit, and I didn't buy it like a silly billy because it was weirdly gold, because it was like from the gold line, but I could have painted right over the gold, but I didn't know any better. So I'm like, oh, I guess I don't get to build my favorite spaceship because it comes in weird gold plastic.
Mm-hmm. And there's no way to get around that.
Nope. Although it still wouldn't have worked out because I would have like taken enamel paint, dipped it in water, and then brushed it on top of the gold.
Yeah. It would have worked out really, really great.
Ubiquitous POV tie in interceptors all day. Those are pretty sweet. Lucky Matt, today's video is so good. I watched it a bunch of times. Everybody go watch today's video. Maybe
Yes.
after the stream. Maybe during the stream.
As everyone should
Mm-hmm.
watch it a bunch of times.
It is. I like it a lot.
Mm-hmm.
I watched it twice today.
Wow. I watched it countless times. I don't know how many times.
Like,
It was
what,
a lot
3?
of times. No, probably more than 3 times.
4?
And then certain parts over and over and over and over and over and over and over again.
I'm doing a little bit of a hybrid of Games Workshop Contrast Black Templar and Nuln Oil so that I can really have control over how see-through this black paint is. And so I'm going a little bit more Black Templar on the bottom and then a little bit more Nuln Oil on top. That way I'm keeping the... that way the gun's not just black. And I'll probably still just throw another quick dry brush on top of everything too. But that's become one of my favorite ways to do guns if I'm not using metallics.
It currently getting a model ready for EOB complete.
Ooh.
What's everyone else up to?
EOB Goblet.
EOB.
I should get some models in EOB Complete.
That's true. Nah, I don't think we'll select them. We'll just be like, there's no before,
Mm-hmm.
and then skip it. That's what we'll do.
No, there is a before. You got to skip to the front of the video. Alcoholic, have you watched Farscape? What that would be some wicked miniatures. No, but I've read most of the Far Side comic book.
Yep.
Rosenthrog, roger, roger.
Champ Styles, your 3-stack dwarf idea is genius. One of the few times I've went yes out loud to a YouTube video.
Ah, neat. Bernie Marceau, having a hard time deciding which faction to collect in Malifaux. Going to order some Bayou and Neverborn right now unless I change my mind.
Order them all.
It is hard. There's a lot of stuff. I don't know. They just came out with some new guys that are like, they're like really well dressed people, but they have backwards legs and scary masks. And I'm like, I want to paint those. I don't know what they are, but I want to paint them. They look cool. They look scary.
Are they gremlins?
No, I think
But
they're
I don't care
people.
about them at all.
Mm-hmm.
There you go. Just want to get that out there. X amazing. That pic of Nick you got there looks vaguely stoned. Vaguely. It's pure stonage right there.
Mm-hmm. Stonage.
Mm-hmm.
There we go. X amazing. The TIE fighter would be fine flying in space, but they're also seen flying on planets. Dumb, because according to all known laws of aviation, their wings ain't able to lift them fat bodies off the ground. Well, I mean, they have vertical takeoff, so presumably there's something keeping them aloft, and then they have their twin ion engine propulsing them forwards. That's what TIE stands for. X amazing. The TIE, of course, flies anyway, because it don't give a shit. Prussian Blue, I want the Legion ARF Troopers. Then I'd 100% make the dive. Does Legion have ARF Troopers? I think they have something like ARF Troopers. Or maybe that's a 3D print floating around. There's 1.5 billion 3D prints floating around for Legion, and they're all awesome. I want to get
all of them?
Well,
I bet you I could find some. The ones that aren't good.
I don't know. I really do. I do want some. I want a Jar Jar. I want some Ewoks. And I want a Greedo. Actually, I guess I could make a Greedo out of the Rodion they already have in the game. Although I'd have to get another Luke's Landspeeder. Darn.
Oh, man.
Rats.
I don't like rats.
Yeah. They're better than ferrets.
Barely. A couple steps better.
Actually, ferrets are very nice animals, and there's nothing wrong with them.
Exactly. Lucky Bat, give us a ferret fact.
Ubiquitous POV. What's the recipe here? Dry brushing up from gray and black Templars and the black bits. On the black bits, it's just regular old white prime, and then I give them a watery coat of black and blue, and that kind of makes them a medium gray, but it flows into the recesses. It's basically a wash, and now I'm doing a wash with Nuln Oil on top and contrast black Templar on the bottom. And then when it's dry, I'll probably do a last really quick dry brushing of either light gray or white to just really bring out the details on the guns. That will give you a really clean looking guns. If you want dirty looking guns, you'd probably want to mix black and brown. Michael Spitz, someone in the comments was mad about your pronunciation, so Jay, as a German speaker, never ever say "spee" lay in order to piss people off. The people sent us an audio file of them saying their name, and I did my darndest to say it exactly like they say it. So really take it up with them. Maybe they're a bad German.
Oh my goodness. Yep. Although I believe in that same comment, someone defended you and said they believe that they said that for a non-German speaker, that's really good.
Ah.
But you know,
Mm-hmm.
it is what it is.
Jesuchin and Farron.
Michael Spitz. It sounded really good to me. I don't know who was getting mad. It was funny though.
Ah. Jesuchin and Farron, I gotta find a statue to paint up. I've done a bunch of minis by now. I mean, there's probably like one in your town. Just go and get some buckets of paint. Paint it up.
Yeah.
Churches sometimes have statues.
Oh my god. How fun would that be?
Jesuchin and Farron, very few guns in Star Wars are metallic. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, they're usually just real guns that have like other stuff hot glued on. X amazing. Hot take, the prequel memes are so good because the writing is kind of shit. Yeah. Yeah, the prequels, I mean, the memes are fun. The movies, kind of bad.
But they're definitely better than the sequel.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Lucky bat, fairs are very flexible. Also, they bit my sister once.
Well, then they're good.
Mm-hmm.
Then they're fine.
Kyle Seeley, have a question. I got my first resin model from Forge World. What is the best glue for building resin models? Super glue.
Bam. It and Jay is also racist. Maybe he would get along with Arch.
Maybe.
I would say so.
Mm-hmm. Say 2 peas in a pod.
A dragon you fear? Sadly, I gotta go to bed. But my super battle droids, I was just base coding. Wish you all well.
Ooh, those models are sick.
Adorable.
I want the soups. They've sent in the supers! It's from good old Star Wars Battlefront 2. Watch those wrist rockets!
Classic.
Look out, it's Master Malevolence! I mean General Grievous! That's also a quote from the game. Whenever General Grievous enters the battlefield.
Are there fun games anymore? I mean,
No.
imagine how much fun that is. Kyle
Question Blue?
Seeley, episode 1 is probably the best one of the prequels.
I like episode 1 too.
I feel like I could do some cutting to make it better, though.
Oh yeah, there's cuts. There's cuts in that movie. You can cut one of the 4, at least one of the 4 ending battles. Well, it doesn't make a lot of sense. So the spaceships go into space to turn off the droids. Why not wait for that to be done? I guess they had to invade the palace to free the pilots, who were for some reason held hostage in their flying gear next to their airplanes.
Oh yeah, no, it makes sense.
You'd think you'd want to keep them under house arrest, but... Nego L Gaming, do you like the Stormtrooper models or of Snow Trooper models better for Legion? I like them both a lot. I think I'll have to get them both. I'm not sure exactly how I'm going to do it. If I'm going to do everything, like, just build it as it is, or try to make everything kind of work within the world. Like, I was thinking of buying Snow Troopers, but then turn them into, like, Sandstorm Troopers, as if all of these Stormtroopers in my army were deployed to the same planets. I haven't really decided yet how I'm gonna deal with different types of troopers all working together.
I don't have that problem.
I don't know a lot about the rules. I think they all have different rules, the different types. So like,
That's
I
fine.
mean, obviously proxying is a thing. You could just be like, yeah, I like to have all Hoth stuff. So my regular stormtroopers are Hoth troopers.
I wouldn't let that happen. Yep. Everything has to be what it is,
Mm-hmm.
or else
What you
I
see-
can't have fun.
What you see is what you get. WYSIWYG.
WYSIWYG. I will be confused. Where is it? Where is it? Where
Episode
is
1
it?
is better than 8 and 9 anyway. No.
This is, yeah.
You
are
this
incorrect.
Is super wrong.
Michael Spitz, I'm kind of sad my comments about your PP on the video wasn't hearted. Was it not hearted? I'm gonna heart that right now.
Mm-hmm.
If it's hearted, because I feel like I saw that comment.
I don't remember that comment, so I didn't heart it.
Hmm.
Every now and then a comment slips by me.
That's
Sometimes I
true.
have work to do.
Let's see.
X amazing. The worst crime the sequels committed was being a disrespectful disgrace, but the second worst is being boring as hell. How are the new movies boring as hell? Have you watched Attack of the Clones? Also, I feel like disrespectful is very. I mean, obviously all of this is subjective, but I feel like that's even more subjective. Like disrespectful.
Michael Spitz, I hearted that comment previously.
Yeah, apparently
It's been
you haven't
previously-
checked on that comment soon enough.
Apparently. So, I don't know. I guess you have to give your Dominion set to me. I'll wait until Thursday, but you have to send it right over, and I need tracking.
Arthur Ortega, what's better, Nuln Oil or Basilicum Gray? God, I have no idea. Is Basilicum Gray a contrast? I don't think Basilicum Gray is a wash paint, so Nuln Oil is a wash paint. So it'll go on thin, but it'll make the recesses look very dark.
Mm-hmm.
Prussian Blue, Snow Trooper plus Clone Trooper to kit bash Galactic Marines. I want to do this now. Oh, that'd be sick. I don't think it would take much work. I think Galactic Marines. Oh no, but Snow Troopers have backpacks too. I think it's just a recolor. Don't call me Shirley. How easy is Legion to play? Is it as simple as Uno or Stratego? I think it's like 50-50 between Sorry and Shoots and Ladders.
I thought it was like Monopoly. So now I'm just confused.
Jay, what is your favorite of the 20 original Space Marine Legions? You can take a guess at mine. Blacktown Blar. I know they're technically not original, but they're my favorite. Prussian Blue. The new movies are less interesting than the prequels. The prequels had bad writing, but a compelling setting. The sequels have bad writing and a boring setting. It's hard. I do think the writing can be bad at times, but I think the characters are really, really good. Like Rey, Finn, Poe, and is there another one? Oh, and Finn. Like, I love those characters. They're the most interesting character thing we've gotten in Star Wars. I mean, obviously that's not true. Video games, but I think that they're super, super cool. Boy, the prequels, it's tricky. I've seen, like, a lot of articles and stuff where it's like, the prequels are redeemed because Clone Wars was good. And I think that's true and isn't true. I feel like the Clone Wars being good means Clone Wars is good. And I think it does sort of mean that there is something to the setting that George came up with for those movies. But it doesn't really help that everything was wrong and bad. But I think, yeah, I definitely think what kind of helps those movies a lot is, even though everything everyone says and does is dumb, it's like, hey, look at that planet, that's neat. And so there's enough of that to keep you going, especially if you watch them all as a kid, where it doesn't really matter what anyone said anyway.
Actually, when I was a kid, I understood exactly what was happening perfectly.
Will you defer your motion to allow a committee to ascertain the truth of these accusations?
Exactly.
The honorable delegate from Malastair agrees.
That quote was on my birthday cake.
X amazing. Even Luke himself didn't like it, so that says something. I don't think it does. Harrison Ford hates the original Star Wars movie. Does that mean the original Star Wars movie is bad?
Yes. I'll say it. For continuity, it is.
Like, I don't think it matters at all what the actors think about anything.
Mm-hmm.
I do think it kind of sucks. Because, like, I'm somebody who really likes the new movies, and it sucks that before the movies came out, Luke Skywalker went on everything he could to say that, to, like, separate himself from the movies and say he doesn't like it. I think that's pretty crappy. Because not only is he putting down the movie, but he's putting down everyone else's work as well. Just because, I don't know, he felt like he wasn't satisfied. And tons of people love him in the new movies.
Yes.
The dude, I like all the Star Wars. It was all pretty wizard.
Yeah.
Film of the dude. Hot take. I like Jar Jar, and Rose actually wasn't that bad. Y'all just meanies. Rose wasn't that bad. She just didn't have a lot to do.
Mm-hmm. Which is rather unfortunate. Michael Spitz. Nick J. Lucky Bet. Why did you ask for 2,000 likes? It should have been dislikes, and you're at 1.4K.
Maybe we should have. We probably would have gotten a lot more comments being like, what the hell, why would you ask for dislikes?
Ah, how hilarious would that be? If this video gets 2,000 dislikes...
Yeah, I remember when I was writing the script, I was thinking about it, but I thought it didn't make any sense to do.
Mm-hmm. Michael Spitz. Nick, send me your address. I'll hand deliver the Dominion box.
Also,
Perfect.
It was a sponsored video. Maybe we shouldn't do weird things where we ask for the negativity.
That's true. All right, the next one.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, the next open Wednesday video. If this video gets 5,000 dislikes.
Gutterman 2010. I do find it funny how they basically adapted that god-awful Dark Empire comic into episode 9 when they ran out of ideas. Sure. Whatever. Matteo Rica. Harrison Ford just doesn't like his character in IRC. Well, yeah, but I mean, the argument was, Luke Skywalker didn't like 8, therefore 8's bad. But I'm saying Harrison Ford doesn't like Star Wars, therefore Star Wars is bad. Like, it's the same logic.
Yep.
Ooh, El Andrea. Leonard Nimoy did the same thing with his role as Spock in Star Trek. That's true, wasn't his first autobiography called I Am Not Mr. Spock? But then later on, he wrote another autobiography called I Am Mr. Spock.
What a flippity floppity.
Mm-hmm.
Does that mean that he's a shill? Because he went back on his true beliefs?
Mm-hmm. Alfarius, what Patreon goal would you paint a Warlord Titan? When we make exactly the price of one Warlord Titan a month.
Yes. There you go.
Bernie Marsu, I actually like the 2020 Mulan. The visuals and music were hypnotizing. I haven't seen it either, but I thought it looked pretty cool from the trailers. I like jumping and slicing and stabbing and sword fighting. I mean, is it? I wonder how it compares to like a Jason Statham movie, like another movie that's not particularly clever, but it does what it needs to do. The only problem is no Eddie Murphy Dragon.
What's the point?
Mm-hmm. The God You Never Knew. What are you using for mini holder Eons? A cube thing looks neat. It is a 1x1 cube of wood. I bought it on Amazon. I bought 50 of them on Amazon. And then I use a little piece of double stick tape to hold the model to it.
Yep. It's very advanced technology. Does it has Bluetooth in it, right?
It does.
That's pretty cool. Super neat.
Jasuchen Farron, what really pissed me off was the most about the new Star Wars movies was just how empty Star Wars had to become around it to just accommodate the movies, retconning everything, no new games, and do nothing. I think there were new games. And what's a retcon? Because everyone says that they changed everything and they retconned everything. But did they retcon anything? Because it seems like retcon just means they didn't do what I think they should have done.
Yeah, that's just as bad.
Mm-hmm. I think they did try to go, because the prequels are very world-driven, which it could have worked for those movies, I guess, but it didn't. And these ones went very character-driven, which I think they really do a good job when they focused on that. I think Rey and Kylo were the best things in those movies. Because there's just so much like character drama between them. I don't give a crap about Anakin Skypotter in the prequels, but I really care about Kylo Ren.
Well, that's because you're a shill for
That is
Disney.
True. That's true. They did send me a check, but that has nothing to do with my opinion on the movies.
Exactly. Disney shill.
Mm-hmm.
I saw a fun comment. Where is it? Oh my god, it's really far away.
I'm using way too fine a detail brush for this.
Where Declan Russell, Star Wars is so loved, it's hated. God, this is a crazy world.
It is.
Yeah. It is wild. Well, I mean, I think really what it is I wonder if just everyone's so used to getting exactly what they want all the time, but you don't always.
Yeah. Well, what's interesting to me is I think everybody has their favorite Star Wars already. Like, whether it's the video games or a certain series or a certain TV show or a certain book. Like, I feel like if you like Star Wars and you're like, but I really like Star Wars horror, you have your book. Or if you, like, I like Star Wars action, you have your video game. Or if you like, I like, personal character stories, you have the new movies. Or if you're like, I want interesting world building, you have the old movies. Or if you want the classics, you have the classics. Like, you kind of have what you want. I don't see where there's anything to get upset over. Michael Spitz, my friend just informed me she sold her toe picks to some guy on Omegle for $100. That's awesome.
It is pretty good.
Yeah, he knows how to make that cash.
I didn't know that the kids these days still used Omegle. Yep. I mean, I used to be catfish weirdos on Omegle too.
Lucky
I didn't make
Bat.
any money though. Just wasted a lot of time.
Lucky Bat, don't pull a hammy backpedaling, bro. Wolfpack, how are you going to base these troopers? I think I'm going to do desert. And Legion comes with colored bases, and so I think I'm actually going to leave the rim of the bases bare colored plastic. And then just put sand on top. And then each faction is going to have a different color.
You're going to paint the rim of the base clear?
Yeah.
I don't even know how I feel.
Can fight. What are you going to paint his pauldron? Probably orange. God, you guys are typing so much.
I know it's a lot.
Andy Crimson, back! Anakin Sky Potter.
Agreed.
Britas, I think the movies had bad parts, but were fine overall. The only thing nerds like to do, more than the things that they are passionate about, is complaining about them. Oh, absolutely.
Mm-hmm. Nailed it.
Guy Man Hype, Ray, Mary Poppins? No, you're thinking of Princess Leia. Princess Leia became Mary Poppins.
Oh my god. Yeah. Wasn't that a weird part?
It didn't look good. I totally get how it could have been cool.
Oh yeah.
If they had gone a different way with it, but
and I bet you used your imagination to fix it.
Yeah, well that's the weirdest thing. Like in 9, the worst thing in that movie is Rey being Darth, or what's his name, Palpatine's daughter, or no, niece or whatever. But if you change that to she's still nobody, it changes nothing about the movie.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't even, like, he's not even trying to find her for that reason. He just wants to kill her because she's powerful. Mm-hmm. So it's so weird. It's so ignorable. Mm-hmm. It's like they almost baked in, if you're not okay with this, you can just, it's fine. Like, it was so non-committal.
Don't worry, it's okay.
Yeah.
You know what I just realized? I don't know, maybe I have nipples on the mind or something, but these Trogots have nipples.
Gestution and Farron. Kylo Ren was great up until the movies made it clear they wanted me to take him seriously. I mean, no, he's not Darth Vader. But I think he's the most interesting villain we've had in a Star Wars movie. I mean, we had Count Dooku, but you're like, right, Kylo sucks because he sucks. But we had like old ass vampire fighting a green goblin.
Yeah, sick.
No, the thing that makes Kylo interesting is not that he's a badass. It's that he's conflicted. He's not a badass. He's incapable of being the dark, evil monster that he thinks he ought to be. As opposed to the regular, arguably, what's his name? Darth Maul is cooler than Kylo, because he looks cooler and has a cooler lightsaber. But, like, he has one line of dialogue. Like, I mean, he gets cool in the TV shows, but what is his goals? What are his ambitions? What does he even want? Because it seems like he just wants to wear dark clothes and be evil. Is that more deserving of being taken seriously? Also, Star Wars isn't that serious.
What?
Like, it's not Game of Thrones.
I don't think I can watch the stream anymore.
That's true. That might have been taking things a little far.
Jeez. I don't even know who you are anymore.
Guy Man Hype. Rogue One was the only one of the new movies to add something. A lot of people disagree. Because a lot of people didn't like that movie because it doesn't add anything, because we know they get the plans. I still love it. And also, like, how many movies truly throw you curveballs? You know, in Honey, I Shrunk the Kids, where you're like, oh no, all of the kids will die. Like, no, you're just along for the ride. Lucky Bat, Dio is my favorite Star Wars dog. Aw, Dio. Andy Crimson, the best canon is the Star Wars arcade game. Fight me. That's true. Prussian Blue, I still want a movie or game based around the Medusa in Star Wars. There's a Medusa in Star Wars?
Yeah, we all know this, Jay. What are you talking about?
Fight. IKR.
I know, right?
Ah, there you go. I like Kylo Ren. I like Kylo being a tryhard that doesn't live up to Vader and is in his shadow. Yeah, like he like prays to Vader's head. He's like, I'm nervous. I'm not going to be as badass as you. They don't take me seriously. Oh my gosh, and Adam Driver is such a good actor. In episode 9, when he goes from being Kylo Ren back to Ben Solo, he transforms. It's wonderful. You only get him for a few minutes, but he's Ben Solo. And he has different mannerisms, and it's wonderful. Man, Adam Driver, he's got a very interesting look. Like, every few seconds he flip-flops from being very handsome to not handsome.
I'm sure he would thank you for that.
I bet he'd really appreciate 50% of that.
Yeah. Yeah, I can't tell if you're actually ugly or I don't know what's going on.
Prussian Blue, Dooku was amazing. Plus, he was played by our Lord and Savior Christopher Lee. That is true. Christopher Lee is pretty epic. And Crimson, I actually feel like Kylo Ren was why I kept paying attention to the latest trilogy. Yeah, that's Kylo Ren. I almost wish they foregone the trilogy format and just said we're gonna make as many movies as we need to tell the Kylo Ren Rey story. Because I feel like 3 movies doesn't work anymore. It arguably didn't work for the prequels.
Yeah, that's true.
Deciding to tell a story but not preparing to tell a story in 3 movies, 1 year apart or 2 years apart from each one, I feel like you're just setting yourself up for failure.
Yep.
But if they said, we're going to make a Star Wars movie every year, but who knows when we'll get these trilogies, they're this new thing done. We're going to take our time, and we're going to do our best. I think they did their best, but they did not take their time.
No. Lucky Bat, Adam Driver, Schrodinger's handsome.
That's true.
Exactly.
Champ Styles, Kylo Ren is so swole because he carried the sequel trilogy. Hell yeah. Chad Payne, if you ever wonder what Vader would look like having a tantrum, look at Kylo. Exactly. Ethan Lewis, someone please explain the point of Snoke though. Darth Maul all over again, but less cool looking and bigger. He was the what's the word for it? He was the
Janitor.
No, there's a term for it in writing. There's like it's like the thing to distract you from what's really going on. Like you think Snoke is the big bad, but it turns out Kylo is the big bad, or not the big bad, but the thing that matters. Like, you think everything is going to be about how are we going to defeat this guy called Snoke, when in reality it's like, well, what are we going to do about this guy Kylo? Andy Crimson, Nick and Jay, favorite lightsaber battle in all of Star Wars? Mine is the Obi-Wan versus Darth Maul duel in Rebels. That's a pretty good one. I think my favorite has got to be Kylo Ren and Rey's fight in the woods at the end of 7.
Ooh.
That's a really good one.
That's a good one. That is such a good one. Good old 7.
Is it when Count Poo-Poo fights Yoda?
Oh, yeah. I mean, that's my favorite.
Con fight. Taking Star Wars seriously is just as cringe as taking 40K seriously. Exactly.
Wait a second. We're not supposed to be taking this all that seriously? I'm gonna burn my army right now.
And tune in tomorrow when we take Rick and Morty seriously.
Oh my god. I mean, it is only for intellectuals,
Yeah.
so that does kind of make sense.
We're gonna have a serious intellectual conversation about Mr. Poopy Butthole.
Exactly. I'm very excited for this conversation.
Matteo Rica. Villains being evil for the sake of it isn't as bad as some might make it out to be. Palpatine was evil because he wanted power, and he makes Disney so much cash that they had to resurrect his ass. Yeah, I mean, it's you don't... Some things can be bad if it makes other things good. Like Palpatine being super evil in Return of the Jedi, it was silly, but it made Luke and Vader more heroic by standing up to him. So, sure, we don't know exactly why he's doing the things he does, but we know because he's so simple. When you just get, oh, he's evil and he wants to sit on the throne and be king of space, it makes it easier to understand what Darth Vader and Luke Skywalker are doing.
And who doesn't like sitting on a throne?
Yeah.
To be honest.
All he wanted in life was to be democratically elected king of space.
Yeah.
And he reigned for like 22 years.
No big deal. Wolfpack Szechuan sauce. Cake the Man finally caught the live stream long enough to dislike again.
Yeah.
Michael Spitz, me not understanding this conversation or Star Wars and thinking about the best actors, the cute porgs.
Prussian Blue, Snoke being killed made me lose any interest in the sequels. He was compelling, and he was tossed away. 9 sucked, and JJ was kind of forced to bring Palpatine back because of Ryan. Yeah, I don't know. It could have been. There was always an inkling to bring him back. It's so crazy that they nailed it with 7. And then they thought, let's just get a guy. Let's just get some cool, hip director to direct our middle movie. Should we give him any free... Yeah, let's give him all the freedom in the world. Mm-hmm. And then they get something, and they're like, oh, no. But then they didn't follow through, because if they made 8 or if they made 9 a sequel to 8, I think it probably would have been better. Instead, 9 has to do kind of what Episode 3 Revenge of the Sith had to do, which was do all of the work. Because in the original prequels, 1 and 2 don't matter. The only thing you learn about like the Star Wars world from 1 is Anakin exists and is being trained as a Jedi, and the only thing you learn in 2 is there are clones. And then 3 has to be like, oh, Anakin is conflicted, and he loves Padme, and he's having kids, and the galaxy's in turmoil, and Palpatine is evil, and the Jedi are corrupt, and the third movie had to do all of the work, and of course it failed. And I kind of feel like 9, the exact same thing happened.
Mm-hmm.
It had to do all of the work. It had characters I liked a lot better, and, you know, better acting and better special effects and stuff. Can Fight Episode 7 is the best of the sequels. Probably. It's really good. So is Rogue One and so is Solo. I think all 3 of those flip-flop for me.
Yep. They're all really good.
Talon Black. Nothing about the fight scenes in the sequels was good. I mean, you know, it's okay to be wrong. Because clearly they're excellent. But they're not as choreographed as the prequels. I think because these Jedi in the new movies are not, you know, the trained from birth Jedi of the old movies. But choreography does not make a fight good. Like, the reasons are what makes a fight good. Like, I think Rey and Kylo's fight through the Force is one of the greatest Star Wars things that's ever happened. It's so cool. It's almost like, because the best fights in movies always have kind of a double meaning. Like, fighting is not inherently interesting. But the fight through the Force is almost like an argument. But told in a really, really cool way. Where there's a lot of emotion between Rey and Kylo.
Mm-hmm.
Neither of them really understand themselves or each other. I am now done base coating my orc knob, holding WOG banner. So glad I don't have cool designs on my models that I have to paint on every single orc boy. Stares at Nick.
Yeah. You should stripe all of their pants. Nice and quick. Can fight. I like Solo a lot more than I thought I would. I like the guy
Yeah.
who played Han, who didn't just do a caricature of him.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah. Han Solo is so good. Lucky Bat. Actually, you also learned that he's a person and his name is Anakin. Jasuchin Farron, episode 8 pissed me off so much that I refused to watch 9. Good. Let the hate flow through you. I don't know, it's a space movie. I feel like it's not worth getting worked up over. Talon Black, Solo was hot garbage. I guess you can think that. I feel like, if you don't like Solo, though, what do you like about Star Wars? Because that's just a fun adventure movie in space. Like, do you only like Han, Leia, Chewbacca, R2-D2, C-3PO?
You mean the real Star Wars?
Yeah.
Yeah.
X amazing. Revenge of the Sith had one thing, though. It had the high ground. Don't try it, Anakin. We just had an 18-minute sword fight. Kyle Seeley, but Kylo was never the main bad guy. He was set up from the very beginning to be redeemed. Even Vader wasn't set up so obviously. Well, yeah, but you don't need a binary bad guy for your movie. Like, I feel like the bad guy was, like, the situation. Like, the bad guy is just good and evil. It wasn't like, you know... there doesn't have to be a guy that you point to and is like, that's the villain, that's the evil dragon, and our plucky heroes are going to defeat the evil dragon, and when the evil dragon's defeated, you know the movie's almost over. Like, there's a little bit more going on than that.
Actually, there isn't, because Disney doesn't allow stuff like that to happen.
That's true. Talon Black. Disney must be paying you guys the big bucks. Oh my gosh, huge money.
Damn. I wish.
Champ Styles, love him or hate him, we are eventually going to get more factions in Legion due to the sequels, and I love that. Oh, I can't wait for First Order. Cannot wait. Chicken Uggs, lots of emotion. You mean sexual tension between two nerds? Exactly. Brett asks, remember my comment about nerds liking to complain about things they love? I present this stream and the associated comments as proof.
Very true. Jeez, this is the most hot Star Wars stream we've had in a long time.
It
I
is.
feel like.
Con fight, episode 8 literally killed my family.
Yep.
Chad Payne, I think Solo got dumped on because of the hate for 7, 8, and 9. I think so. It also came right after one of the Avengers Endgames, and I think people were just a little worn out of the big old important movies. Also, that was the movie, I feel like Disney didn't have a lot of faith in it, because remember the trailer came out like a month before the movie? When usually, like, there's teasers 6 months out or to a year out, and then there's, like, trailers all the way leading up to, like, opening. And 8 didn't have much. I wonder if they were really worried about it.
Maybe.
NordVPN, controversial opinion, Rogue One was the best Star Wars movie. I don't think that's controversial at all, and I think the great thing about Star Wars is everybody's ranking is different. Like, I think that's almost a sign of a good movie series. When some people are like... Because when everyone is like, yeah, we don't care about number 5, but 4 is cool. But everyone is like... Some people are Attack of the Clones fans. Some people really like Return of the Jedi. Some people really don't like Return of the Jedi. Some people love 7. Some people hate 7. I think when movies have that varied opinion, I think that actually means that they're good. Because there's a little something for everyone. X Amazing. The best scene in 8 was definitely the weaponized lightspeed. That was pretty badass. I remember, weirdly enough, some guy in the theater was listening to the radio, sitting next to me, and so the movie goes pitch silent, and then I just hear, and it was so annoying.
Yeah. Oh my god, it was. I'm glad it happened.
I know.
God, it was insane. Couldn't even believe it.
NordVPN. Also, where'd you get those Stormtroopers from? These are Stormtroopers from the board game Star Wars Legion by Fantasy Flight.
Yep.
Daniel Roberts, what would make Resistance different from Rebels as a faction in Legion? I don't think it would be able to, so I don't think the sequel trilogy factions would come to Legion. There's not a ton of difference, but I think that there's enough. Like, they could have the ridey horses from 9. They could have the weird U-shaped ship from 7. They could wear slightly different shades of khaki uniforms.
Michael Morales, they need to make a pod racing trilogy.
Oh, I would watch a pod racing movie so hard.
I would too.
That would be sick.
That's the only good part of episode 1.
Mm-hmm. That's pretty wizard, Annie.
It is.
Five-string Connor, the First Order TIE Fighters look sweet. They do. I mean, they're just TIE Fighters, but they're black. And they have little antennas, and they have turrets. And I almost just knocked over my Null Oil.
Yeah, people have to pay for that.
But as Donald Driver's as Lando was spectacular. Good old Donald Driver.
Mm-hmm. Donald Driver.
Chicken Nugs, real Star Wars fans have Ewok Adventures as top. Fight me. Oh, the Ewok Adventures.
This is a fact.
Mm-hmm.
Daniel Roberts, null oil shots? Yes. Shots.
JS Chan Farron, the difference is that you never see the Resistance actually fight in the middle movie. I suppose those janky-ass speeders, like, shot a couple of lasers at the AT-ATs. But yeah, you definitely... It's more of like a Star Trek plot of a slow speed chase, and then they try to do the old dipsy doodle and send the cloak ships down to the planet. But unfortunately, our heroes accidentally give it away because what's his name? That one actor sells them out. It's a weirdly complicated B plot in episode 8.
Mm-hmm. Michael Spitz, but why does no one like Jar Jar? And on that note, oh, that silence is amazing. We had a big old video out today, so make sure you go watch that.
Yeah.
And buy some 3D prints as well.
Yeah,
And
dude. Patch Bill has tons of cool stuff. They have the spacesuit from Aliens, And they also have Embo from Star Wars. Those are two models I really want from them.
Yeah. And speaking of that...
If you don't know who Embo is, you're not a real Star Wars fan.
Exactly. And I just learned that I'm not a real Star Wars fan. All right. We had a video. We had the video today, and we'll have another live stream tomorrow at 9 p.m. Central. So join us for that.
All right, everybody. Good night. Go watch today's video.
Yeah.